Hello, my name is Camilla Rocchi and I'm a broker for Lionard Luxury Real Estate. I'm here with you today to present Villa Lugano on Lake Como. Please follow me. As you all know, Lake Como is one of the top locations in Italy. It is actually one of the most precious lakes in Lombardy. Amazing location because very close to Milano and also close to the international airport of Malpensa and to Switzerland. Some of the most beautiful Italian properties actually locate on the lake and in the surroundings. At the moment we are in Menaggio, in the middle of Lake Como, right in front of Bellagio. Attentioned by clients from all over the world, as the very famous George Clooney, who also bought his amazing villa on Lake Como in Laglio. As you've probably all understood, we are in the location, one of the most beautiful locations and gems of Italy. As you can see, here we are already inside the property. The garden and all the property develops for around 2.5 hectares and is for sure one of the most great values of this property. So on the top of a hill, right next to the Gulf of Menaggio, overlooking the Lake Como, this property filled with century precious trees. Come with me. On this side, the famous Japanese maples, as well as the red beeches, century trees that in each season change color. Imagine all these trees changing color. Every season something changes. The vine that is on the facade, now you see it green. In winter, this Canadian vine turns red. Follow me, I'm going to take you to see something quite amazing about this property. So, what you have to know is that the owner commissioned to build this amazing romantic garden two English architects. What they did was create many little games of water, streams of water that adorn all the garden. This is one of the few. I don't know if you can hear it, but what there is a little sound of water, which is absolutely relaxing and magic. So, as you probably know, we've gone around the first facade, and what waits for us behind is the view on the lake. So on the left, the Lake of Como, while on the right, the other facade of the villa. This villa was built in 1910 and commissioned by the famous and rich Englishman, Mr. Wyatt. What he did was commission to build this property by not some architect, but the famous Carlo Mantegazza architect, which was actually the architect that built some of the most beautiful and authentic villas on the lake, as well as the building in the Gulf of Menaggio. Another particularity is the fact that Mr. White decided to buy this piece of land because it was right next to the famous Gulf of Menaggio. Together with this piece of land, he also bought other pieces of land where he was able to construct many more holes of the Gulf, reaching 18 holes Gulf. As a matter of fact, the Gulf of Menaggio, which was the second one to be built in Italy. Still now one of the top locations for who wants to play golf on the lake or in northern Italy. Like today, also at the time, Menaggio was a very famous location for Mr. White, but also for the many other aristocrats and famous people that came here for holiday vacations. Obviously, Mr. White, having enlarged the Gulf of Menaggio, became one of the most famous people of the area, so much that the town of Menaggio decided to name after him the road that leads to the villa. On the left were the stands from where the audience would watch the tennis courts. Now imagine watching a tennis match here with on the back the view on the Lake of Como. So all this space could be used to rebuild a new modern lake view tennis court. Now follow me because I'm going to take you to see another secret of the garden. These Cupid statues are the entrance to one of the most romantic pieces of the garden. As I said to you, the garden was built by two English architects. And English gardens, what they wanted to do to transmit was recreating natural landscapes. So what they did was build these two staircases that underneath hid a natural cave. So what you will notice going around this garden, this park, I would say, is that everything is connected to each other. What they actually built reminds a natural labyrinth where you can get lost, but at the end you will always find the way home. I prefer to stay silent to let you hear how we are embraced just by nature, silence and birds. And here, welcome, we are finally inside the villa. Every room on the ground floor is directly connected to the outside, creating this continuity between outside and inside. At the moment, we are actually standing in the dining room, which was enriched at the time and still keeps the traditional boiserie. You can see it here as well as on the other walls. Now imagine enjoying a rich lunch and dinner with a view on the green English lawn and on the lake. Wow! Now talking about lake views. I think this is one of the most beautiful and relaxing spots. Now, imagine sitting here early in the morning with the breeze and sipping your coffee, looking at the lake. Or even at nighttime after dinner with the stars and the view of all the villas pied dans l'eau on the lake. I mean, I would just spend all my day sitting here. And we are back inside in the billiard room. Now, what I want you to look at is actually this wooden staircase. This is the main staircase, original, built with the villa at the beginning, that obviously was the one used only by the family and the guests. Looking out again on through this big window on the garden. Another service staircase used by the staff of the villa, the cooks, the housemaids, and so on, is hidden to the rest and stays behind. So this staircase, again, was only used by the owners of the villa. And here we are in one of the biggest master rooms of the villa on the first floor. This was the master bedroom that Mr. Wyatt chose for himself. And why do you think? Well, on this side, the maples, the Japanese maples we were talking about, and the garden with all its colors. And in front of his bed, the private terrace of the bedroom overlooking the lake. Now, waking up to this is something pretty amazing. Having your own private terrace overlooking one of the most beautiful lakes of Italy, of the world, I would say. Relaxing, beautiful, and for sure what you get here in all the property is absolutely privacy and silence. And this is the second room we're seeing together on the first floor. There are other 2 bedrooms as well as other 2 on the upper floor, also them overlooking the big garden. Now, this, I must say, is my favorite bedroom, absolutely, with its 4 windows all looking on the garden. It also has this secret little hidden room. Hidden room that is just perfect to come here, relax and read a book. And here it's private terrace. We have just missed the roses of May. Imagine them covering all the terrace. And in front of us, the woods. Now you're going to follow me and we're going to go and discover this part of the garden. Okay, and now we're going to start discovering another part of the garden. Now, what you see here, for example, is what I told you before, these games of water. Now, if you look closely, you will think that is absolutely natural, as if those stones have always been here. This actually was what the architects, these 2 English architects, designed and built at the time to recreate this romantic English garden. Follow me, we're going to go and discover the woods. So now we're reaching the top of the garden and of the property. We have met in this walk, always inside the property, several streams of water, games of water, little lakes and ponds. And now, as I was saying, we are right on the top where we find this all window-like tea home. This tea home that was built here exactly for the reason I was saying before, so to exploit this beautiful view of the lake, while on the back the woods. Why are these woods so important? Well, first of all, they give fresh and cool air, and second, total privacy for the inhabitants of the property. I really hope you have enjoyed this tour that now unfortunately ends, but I really wish, and I'm sure to see you soon in person here to visit this beautiful property and live Lake Como.